I have a quick question. Simple. Is it your testimony today that you personally witnessed President Joe Biden commit a crime?
I believe the fact that he was sitting with me while I was putting together a business deal.
Did you witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir?
As a lawyer, I can say that if you're unable to state the crime, please don't waste American taxpayer time.
Specifically.
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with. Corruption statutes.
Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime. It is a category. All right, sir. I reclaim my time.
Lawyers that went to law school.
I reclaim my time.
You guys
okay,
to
thank
define
you,
the
sir. I
statute
reclaim my
under
time.
RICO.
Clearly, what we are seeing here today is a continuation of the 15-month saga of the Republican majority lost in the desert.
Stop! He's already dead.
On Wednesday, the GOP held their second proceeding in their sham impeachment of President Biden, which ended up highlighting the fact that not only have they not bothered to actually lay out any high crime or misdemeanor against Biden, but they have zero evidence. The GOP's two witnesses did them more harm than good. Jason Galanis, who gave his testimony from a federal prison because he is serving time on corruption charges from 2017, gave zero evidence of any crime. Instead, he tried to argue that his failure to be released under house arrest in 2020 was because, wait for it, Biden was trying to protect his son. Their second witness, Tony Bobulinski, not only didn't give any evidence, he didn't even know for which crime he was supposed to be giving evidence. It's kind of legal 101 to know the crime you are charging and then make sure the witnesses you put forward have evidence that supports that charge. The GOP didn't want their former friend Lev Parnas, a convicted former aide of Rudy Giuliani, to testify. Unsurprisingly, because when he did testify on Wednesday, he didn't hold back. He said Congressman Pete Sessions and Senator Ron Johnson were doing the bidding for the Russians by peddling and amplifying the false allegations coming out of the Kremlin about Biden.
Today, I ask you to consider the following. In nearly a year traveling the world and interviewing officials in different countries, I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine. No credible source has ever provided proof of criminal activity, not the FBI, CIA, nor the NSA. No respectable Ukrainian official has ever said that the Biden did anything illegal, including former President Poroshenko and former Prosecutor General Yuri Lutsenko. Even when CEO of Burisma, Mykola Zlochevsky, was offered a deal by Rudy Giuliani in exchange for information on the Bidens, he provided none, because there is none. The only information ever pushed on the Bidens in Ukraine has come from one source, and one source only: Russia and Russian agents. The impeachment proceedings that bring us here now are predicated on false information spread by the Kremlin. Everyone involved knew.
So this bit of a preview right now. This hearing is going to be hot, so stand by for more on that. I want to bring in Jesse Waters right now. He's been sitting patiently to our left, watching this as well.
I agree with everything Chairman Aguilar said. As you saw what happened this term, Democrats were their adults in the room, and we put up the votes on critical bills to prevent a catastrophic default on our nation's debts, to keep our government running. And what are Republicans doing? Stupid stuff. Literally today, they're holding yet another hearing trying to impeach Hunter Biden with like some guy named Tony Bobulinski. Like, who is that guy? Like, why does America even care? The star witness for the Republicans was recently indicted by the Department of Justice for lying about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. And public reporting is that that star witness also met with Russian intelligence. So literally we have the Republicans doing stupid stuff, spreading Russian disinformation, and you have Democrats here trying to help American families and trying to make sure that our country moves forward.
I think some of us were just surprised. Usually Republican witnesses get indicted after they testify to Congress. They're actually bringing in someone from jail to testify. So it's just an interesting turn of events by the majority.
AOC eviscerates Tony Bobulinski and Chairman Comer for such a blatantly political and meritless impeachment proceeding. Tony Bobulinski, who is now such an important witness to the GOP since their own key witness was convicted by the FBI for lying about Biden and Burisma, not only didn't have any evidence, he has zero credibility because of his past ties to Trump. He was invited by Trump to be a guest at the presidential debate in 2020, which he then lied about, saying he couldn't recall who invited him. Trump was using him then to amplify his false message about Biden and Burisma, and the GOP is using him now. AOC, in one fell swoop, revealed his testimony for what it was: nothing.
Mr. Bobulinski, I heard your opening statement. It's submitted to the record, part of our proceedings. I have a quick question. Simple. Is it your testimony today that you personally witnessed President Joe Biden commit a crime?
I believe the fact that he was sitting with me while I was putting together a business
deal. Did you
deal,
witness the president commit a crime? Is it your testimony today?
Yes.
And what crime have you witnessed?
How much time do I have to go through it?
It is simple. You name the crime. Did you watch him steal something?
Corruption statutes, RICO and conspiracy.
What is it? What is the crime, sir? Specifically.
You asked me to answer the question. I answered the question.
No.
RICO, you're obviously not familiar with. Corruption
Excuse me,
statutes.
sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. RICO is not a crime. It is a category. What is the
It's a category of crimes that you're then charged
You
under
have charges.
a long 100
You
list
have
of
charges.
statutes.
Sir, please
You want me to name the exact statute under RICO?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's funny. In this committee room, everyone's not here. There's over 18
All right, sir. I reclaim my time.
lawyers that went to law school.
I
I'll leave
reclaim
it
my
up to
time.
you guys
Okay,
to
thank
define
you,
the
sir. I
statutes
reclaim my
under
time.
RICO.
Clearly, what we are seeing here today is a continuation of the 15-month saga of the Republican majority lost in the desert. Impeachment 101. The majority party, or whomever is raising impeachment, must accuse the president of a high crime, a specific high crime or misdemeanor. I would like to submit to the record HRES 918, the House resolution to open this impeachment inquiry.
Without objection to order.
This resolution does not outline a high crime or misdemeanor. It's not here. Now, when we compare the chairman's opening from his previous opening, he's talking about Ukraine and Burisma and all of this. This entire inquiry is based on a blockbuster piece of information that was in a classified SCIF room. And inside that room was a document alleging President Biden directly of a $10 million bribery scheme, a $10 million bribery scheme, extremely serious. What happened? What happened a month ago, Mr. Chairman? That document, the FBI arrested the person who offered those allegations for falsifying his testimony to the FBI. This entire impeachment inquiry is based on an actual, provable individual who has lied. Now, responsible leadership would withdraw an inquiry based on that. Withdraw it.
He was so blatantly partial, this witness, and was paid by MAGA to smear the president, that the problem is when you're dealing with laws and rules and not Sean Hannity, biased witnesses with no facts don't equal impeachment. It equals bad PR for the GOP.
It's time to pack it up. And I want to give you the top 10 reasons why impeachment is dead. Number 10, your key witness today is testifying from the slammer. Number 9, key evidence of a bribe that you all relied on. The guy who said that has been indicted for lying about that bribe, and he's a Russian asset. Number 8, another key witness has been indicted as a Chinese agent. Number 7, during the Hunter Biden interview, Mr. Chairman, you didn't even stay for the whole time. Number 6, Chairman Jason Smith didn't show up at all to the Hunter Biden interview. The same day, number 5, Darrell Issa said it's a big nothing. Number 4, today Jim Jordan began his remarks not by relying on any evidence for this investigation, but he went off attacking the DOJ about what they're doing with the Catholics. Number 3, you all still have not sent the articles of impeachment for the Mayorkas impeachment to the Senate, and that happened last month. Number 2, you're now talking about a criminal referral, but if you had evidence for a criminal referral, then you have evidence to impeach somebody for high crimes and misdemeanors. And number 1, and I'm sorry to say this, Fox News isn't even carrying this today. In fact, one of their anchors, as they broke away 10 minutes in, said, this is the same hearing over and over and over. At what point are you going to fish or cut bait? So I just have to tell you, it's over. Impeachment's over. Dunzo. Bye-bye. Rigor mortis. Lights out. Curtain drop. Mic drop. Peace. Adios. Sayonara. Au revoir. Or a language that you all understand. Doi sivdanya. Did I say that right, Mr. Parnas?
Yes.
I dare you to impeach, but you won't because you don't have the evidence. And because you don't have the evidence, you don't have the votes. Guys, it's dead. And so I'm here to pronounce the time of death.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.